This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Dylan C, and Hannah Green. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Elizabeth Fox to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really truly could not do this without fans like you.
In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 10 from Knife of Dreams.
Yeah, Chapter 10 is A Village in Chyota.
And if you didn't recognize that voice, that's Spencer.
I'm back!
Yay! And here we are in...
my house!
In your house, yeah.
Welcome!
Yeah.
Glad to have you!
It all worked out. Except we just have been camping this whole last week, and I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, and being in Spencer's home studio, we might get sounds of a puppy, a cat,
a
baby. Who knows what's going to happen tonight? And I think we're maybe a couple bottles of wine deep.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It took us a while to get set up, and this is the best we can do, so...
We're here, though.
Here we are.
We're doing our best. Forget the rest.
We're really cozy around the one microphone right now. I love it.
But we're here. We're here for possibly, debatably, the best chapter of Knife of Dreams.
Oh, my gosh, you guys.
Holy moly.
I'm gonna be honest. When Brett messaged me about recording this chapter, there's the part at the end that obviously is super exciting, but the whole chapter is so fun.
Yeah,
there's really good stuff that happens.
It's really exciting.
I feel like it gets overshadowed, though.
I know.
Yes. Oh
but you know what?
Yeah, okay.
I really think that I need to go buy a lottery ticket. I
Seriously.
need to just start... and I'm gonna win $1 million.
Right. Totally.
Whoa, hey?
Because at the end of last episode...
No, more like in the middle of it.
Well, yeah.
Because I was like, whoa, everything I say comes true.
Right.
And then I thought of the craziest thing that I want to happen.
Yeah.
And I said it.
And you did. And you said Maureen comes back.
Yeah, I said Maureen comes back.
You did say that. It's not quite.
No.
But kinda.
But
Close
guys,
enough. Holy.
Can I just say, I sure do love being right. I love being right about so many things.
That's true. There's a lot of stuff to get to. We've been here for a while. I'm going to jump into a fun fact, which you've already disparaged a little bit.
Spencer's like, can't wait for the fun fact.
So I figured, since we have a return of Snakes and Foxes, I should do a return of the fun facts for Snakes and Foxes.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, because you probably remember, I'm going to guess you remember, because we had Spencer as a guest.
Yes.
Back in Lord of Chaos, chapter 33. And the fun fact, I taught both of you how to play Snakes and Foxes.
I do remember
I remember that too, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad you're playing along with that. Because the WoW community came up with like a working version, and I actually shouted out, I looked it up, episode 619, if you want to go back to learn about Snakes and Foxes, the game.
The board game.
Yeah. So the point of Snakes and Foxes in the Wheel of Time is that basically it's impossible to win the game unless you cheat. And that's why it's a children's game, and most people grow out of it eventually. And interestingly, it seems that RJ actually seems to have based Snakes and Foxes partially on what is known as Fox games in real life.
Okay.
Fox games. Okay, kind of cool. So Fox games are a category of asymmetric board games for two players where one player is the fox and they try to eat the opponent.
Oh, like a chase game.
Yeah, who plays as like geese or sheep while they try to trap the fox or reach destination on the board.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different versions of the game, and they've been around for a long, long time, and lots of the variations are like fox and geese or fox and sheep, but sometimes there's wolves or fox and hounds or hounds and hares or devils and tailors.
But no fox and snakes?
Nope, that
Devils
seems to be...
and tailors? What's a tailor?
I don't know, like a person who is a tailor, I would assume.
Men's clothing?
Like
I didn't look that far into it.
devils from the underworld and
well,
people who sew.
There's one devil, right?
Okay.
And then the tailor's the person who I guess trapped the devil.
Okay.
Anyways.
It's an exciting profession.
Importantly for the fun fact, some of these variations are literally unwinnable by the player who's doing the escaping. So like the
Tailor.
fox
Yeah,
or
I get it.
No, the devil.
The devil
There'd
gets
be
you.
one devil. The tailors, I assume, would chase you.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
it
the
depends.
devil for sure is going to chase the tailor.
Well, maybe. Who
No?
knows? When it's devil and tailor, the whole point is that there's multiple of the people who are doing the chasing and one person who's the chasee. But also sometimes it's opposite, so it's kind of tough.
No, I disagree.
That's okay.
It's like there's one fox and like multiple geese because the fox is chasing all the geese.
Yeah.
Right?
Or the geese try to surround the fox, and that's how they
You know
win,
what?
too.
I believe that of geese.
Yeah,
Those guys are assholes.
Dangerous.
which is totally true.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The point of this fun fact is that in some versions of the game, it's unwinnable because if you play it properly, it's impossible to win unless you throw the game or you play incorrectly or you cheat, which is a lot like
same.
Snakes and Foxes.
Okay.
And we got to think of the advice that we're given at the end of this episode. You got to
Remember, Snakes and Foxes.
Remember what you know about Snakes and Foxes.
Okay, which is another thing because we've had a lot of alluding to those snakes and foxes quite regularly.
Yeah, for the last few chapters.
I know, and I've really been like,
And books and books.
and books, but heavily in, like, even with Tuon's Omens about snakes,
Yes.
or like the childhood stuff about snakes and foxes, and then, I don't know, I just feel like it's come up a lot. Like, I really actually wasn't surprised
Well, it's been the combination.
by what happens here. I was like, yes, makes sense right now. You know? Like,
Well, that's good foreshadowing, though.
it really was, yeah.
Because it's the combination of Matt, like, coming to terms about his memories, plus Oliver's always around, always playing Snakes and Foxes, and so people always have something to say about it.
Yeah.
And now I think it's time to get into a
Okay,
village in Chyota.
now I do have something to say. This is our 11th episode of season 11,
Mm-hmm.
and we missed a real opportunity here
Yeah.
for this to be chapter 11.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
I
know it.
Because I was very disappointed when I was writing out episode 1111, chapter 10. Wah, wah.
You'll get it next time?
No, 11, 12, 11, not the same range.
Doesn't work out. Yeah.
No, but we still get a wish, just not like a good one, you know?
Yeah, but we get a new chapter symbol.
Okay, so chapter 10 is called A Village in Shiota, and I have some things to say about this village when we get there.
Okay. Things happen before we get to
Oh
the
my
main
goodness,
event.
yeah, things really do happen.
For sure.
So the chapter symbol is the snakes and foxes
Yeah.
symbol.
Yeah.
I liked it. Well, I didn't really like it.
Okay.
Like, the squiggly line
Yeah.
going into the snake made sense. The squiggly line going into the fox,
Fox head?
less so.
Less sense.
It's
but then
like-
there's like the triangle for like the board.
Yeah, that I
pieces.
liked.
Yeah, because like we've gotten it from Oliver, where the way to start the game is like you draw the symbol with the squiggly line. So it's pretty close. It's reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
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 I just didn't need the snake head or the fox head.
No. And I mean, should we take a shot?
For what?
Why?
I don't know. It looks an awful lot like a Deathly Hallows symbol.
Let me see it.
And you gotta draw this symbol on the thing, which we'll talk about later. It's a triangle with a line in it.
I guess maybe.
What's the Deathly Hollow symbol? I don't know it well enough. Like I
It's
don't
a
know.
triangle with a circle with a line.
Oh, that's basically the same.
Yeah.
It's just like an extra. There's an extra circle, but that's the only different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Good thing you brought the whiskey.
That's true. That's
I'll
true.
go get shot glasses.
Okay, what a way to start.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Okay, well, this is fun. This is good.
Yeah.
Spencer's birthday weekend.
True.
We're cheersing. We say things in unison. I love it.
I didn't have shot glasses, so tonight we're drinking out of one shot glass and 2 baby cups.
Well, who knows what Spencer's getting for her birthday for me?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ugh. That didn't help my throat very much.
I didn't really like it.
In the end, though, it kills the bacteria, right?
Right.
That's true.
It'll
That's
help
true.
my sore throat, you think?
Okay, pop quiz.
Okay.
There's a saying that has to do with the Snakes and Foxes game.
Oh, okay.
And when Spencer guested in Lord of Chaos, the chapter was called Courage to Strengthen.
Oh,
Can
iron
you-
to bind.
There we go. Can you finish it?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
finish the saying.
Say the first one again.
Courage to Strengthen.
Iron to bind.
That is one of the that's one of the lines. It's not next, but
It's
in
not
there.
next.
Yeah.
Don't bring your musical instruments because
That's
we'll
actually
be
true.
mad.
Music to dazzle.
Okay.
That's one of them. And the last one, fire.
To blind.
There we go. Courage
Good
to strengthen,
job.
fire to blind, music to dazzle, iron to bind.
Okay.
That's better than I thought you'd do.
Really? I thought that was pretty horrible. I really could have done a lot better than that.
I mean, you don't know it quite as well as you know the Deathly Hallows symbol, but
Yeah.
Okay.
it's early.
Now we can officially start this chapter.
Okay. So we are continuing with Matt. Because now, Spencer, you haven't heard our last episode that we recorded, but Matt was getting into some, I don't know, trouble, sort of, with the Aes Sedai. Or the Aes Sedai were sort of getting into trouble with the Sul Dam. It was a whole thing.
Shenanigans.
With Tuon.
Yep.
That's
Matt,
really what it was.
The Aes Sedai, and then Tuon. It ended with Tuon collaring the Aes Sedai.
Right.
Right? And then Matt let them go.
And he could because he's wearing the medallion.
Exactly.
That's right.
She knows. She's read the books before. She
That's
remembers.
true. Facts.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And it's interesting because at the end of that chapter, when Matt is burying the 3 Adam by himself, I was like, oh man, I would have really liked to have seen what happened next.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is Tuon pissed off with Matt for going against her wishes? Or like, how's that going to impact their relationship?
Yeah.
Turns out, not at all. We just ignore that it happened.
Are you surprised?
No, not at all. No.
Or it's like strengthened it too.
Yeah, she does like that kind of stuff.
She seems to like the fact that he takes charge.
Yeah.
Turns out she could be a little Saldean. She likes a take charge kind of man.
Oh, yeah, like Fael.
Exactly.
Yeah, but only like some of the time.
Right.
And they gotta know when, and it's gotta be right the way they like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, easy. Okay, no problem. All right, so here we are with Matt. It's the next day after the events of Tuon collaring the Aes Sedai, and then Matt released them. So Tuon is not only riding beside Matt, but she's even stopping Selucia from pushing her horse, which she acquired, and Matt has no idea how.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, like, you could just go get one.
There's ways to do that.
They're riding with the whole circus.
That's not the exciting part of this chapter.
Hold on. Before we even go there, I just wanted to point out that I trust you, Danielle, that you are monitoring Tuon's outfits because I didn't when I read.
Oh, because of the whole Crossroads blue guy incident?
Yeah, so she's wearing blue silk now. So maybe the picture from the last book is from this time.
Amazing.
Interesting theory.
It's the only explanation
the
that makes any
cover-
sense.
The blue guy! The blue guy!
Cover for Crossroads of Twilight.
Chapter 10 of Knife of Dreams. It makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Perfect.
For a book that wasn't out yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? And as much as I love the Daryl K. Sweet covers, it makes about as much sense as any of the other covers.
That's true.
All right, so now, as they're riding, Matt is going to see a bunch of ravens flying straight that don't change any direction.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
You know, birds do the, like, swoop thing. They, like, go in different...
Yeah, okay, sure. And he thinks to himself, woof, at least they're not spying on me. That's someone else's problem.
For sure.
Now, Tuon notices him looking at these ravens, and she's like, did you see an omen in them? And it's like pop quiz time.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, Tuon's all about the omens.
That's
Always.
right.
Yeah. So we have Tuon saying, hey, did you see an omen in that? Most omens I know about ravens specifically have to do with them perching on a rooftop at dawn or dusk.
Or cawing at dawn or dusk.
And then that's when Matt's like, no, you should know ravens and crows, they're like spies for the Dark One, man. Like, they're going to be looking at you. And she jumps in with the whole, that's superstition.
She's like, that's crazy. Oh, that is nuts. You're crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's actually kind of funny, too, because we get a callback. Eye of the World, Chapter 2, is when we get the first interaction, basically, with ravens on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Watching Rand and Matt.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they fling stones at the raven, and the raven, like, sidesteps, and they're like, oh, crazy.
Right. Crazy. That is different, though, than Tuon's omens of a raven perching on a roof.
It's still spooky. It's spooky.
Yeah, but like ravens often perch on roofs. Ravens moving eerily is spooky.
Yeah.
Boom.
I agree.
Tuon's totally right here.
No,
There you go.
because
Omen is 100% correct.
Tuon's omen about a crow or a raven perching on a roof is probably like, it's gonna rain tomorrow.
You don't even know. You didn't even listen to what she said after. But
No.
we just don't get that.
But Matt is like, hey, they're probably spies for the Dark One, but don't worry, they didn't look at us. And she's like, you stupid child.
Yeah.
Will
yeah.
you believe in the Dark One, you idiot?
Yeah. Well, I have like an alternate fun fact where I was trying to figure out the whole Tuon calls the Dark One Old Hob here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, if you sleep on Old Hob's hill under a full moon, blah, blah, blah. And we get the whole snakes will give you true answers to 3 questions. And that foxes steal people's skin and take nourishment from food so you can starve to death while eating your fill. It's like pretty crazy. We got like the snakes and foxes thing on one side.
There's so much to unpack here.
There it is.
It's crazy.
It's like basically 2 things. Old Hob is a colloquialism in real life for the devil.
Okay.
So that's I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently it is. I looked it up. I was trying to find like a lot of
Old
information.
Hob and Taylor's, don't
Old
you
Hob.
know?
There you go.
The fun facts are coming together.
It all makes sense, see? But so devil on one side, and then we get all the snakes and foxes thing on the other side.
Oh yeah, where Matt's like, nope, haven't heard of anything like that ever before.
That's new information to me.
Snakes and foxes, 3 questions, weird.
But also, they totally do make you into like a skin suit.
Yeah, with their weird leather.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot like Cruella de Vil making
yeah.
puppies into a coat.
Which
I've totally seen before now. After everyone was like, oh, Brett, you should watch it.
Brett's
That's
like,
what I did. Watch
I don't
the
know
movie.
101 Dalmatians. And everyone's like, Brett, you don't know 101 Dalmatians?
Did you grow up in the 90s like the rest of us?
Yeah.
I did, and I've explained this a lot of times. Like, I get the premise. I've just never seen the movie, but I don't feel like I need to. Crazy lady wants to make a coat out of dog. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of scary as a kid. No thanks.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Matt thinks, well, there's no way she knows about my interactions with the Aelfin and Eelfin, so, you know.
We're safe.
We're gonna sidestep that.
Yeah.
Now, other than this interaction on this ride, everything is relatively pleasant between the two of them, and he entertains her by juggling, and it seems to impress her, and he tells some jokes, which mostly don't go over well, but there's so much fill here.
There is.
So much filler. That it's just
it's like, oh, there's one joke about a serving maid.
Oh my god, we don't care.
Okay, yeah.
And specifically, they do not talk about the events of the previous night. They're just moving right past.
Oh, yeah.
Just blow them by.
Which I appreciate. The best way to avoid conflict is just avoid the conflict. You just don't talk about it. You just
Not
don't
my
bring it up.
style, but
There you go.
yeah.
All right, well, eventually, the whole crew is going to come up on a decent-sized village, and right away I was like, uh-oh,
Oh, yeah.
this ain't no ordinary village. It reminds me of the people from the prologue who didn't notice the giant, army heading their way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were just walking along, not noticing anything. And then was it Esmeralda?
Yeah.
That was like, that's weird that they don't even notice there's people coming to run them down.
You know what?
That's what this is like. Because it's people going about their daily lives, doing village stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't even look up at the giant fucking circus rolling into town.
Well, and the thing that also gets your hackles up is that the village pulls at Matt's memory, and Matt specifically notes that leading up to the village, there's always farms because the village needs agriculture and food to support it. But there hasn't been any farms or anything, and suddenly there's this big village. So Matt's thinking, what's supporting it? Yeah, are the farms coming up later? What's going on here?
And then later at some point too, I don't know where it is because I get a little bit turned around with what's going on at different points. Yeah. But there is a moment where Matt notes that he remembers when this village was paved and it's not now. Mm-hmm. And so it's weird that there's paved cobblestones right now.
Yeah, the timeline of events that happen in this chapter are kind of funny because we have Matt seeing the village and hearing the sounds, and then the other side is there's a peddler approaching from the other direction.
Okay, so here's my whole thing.
Yeah.
This was so confusing for me.
A little bit.
Because I thought the peddler was also a ghost. And I thought the peddler was coming up waving his hat to the people in the village.
Yeah, but the people are avoiding the peddler too.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. I didn't notice that. Yeah. I didn't pick it up.
But that's okay, because you can actually make the argument that the peddler might be a ghost too, because Matt thinks specifically that the peddler... So peddlers typically take a trade route. They have a typical route that they go and they travel. So this peddler should know that this village
There's no
isn't
town
a
here.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, he should know that if he's gone this way before. And Matt's like, oh, that's weird that he doesn't know that. But then he also kind of like gets ignored by the villagers and then disappears into the ground. It's very weird.
It's so weird.
So
it's very bubble of evil. Like, what the hell's happening?
he's probably not a ghost, but like he might be, but probably not.
Okay, so I think now's a pretty good time for me to talk about what I thought was going to happen.
Okay, go for it.
So we're seeing this village of clearly dead people.
More ghosts.
I know in my notes I have ghosts because
Yeah.
I can't stop hearing that in your voice in my
Yeah.
head now.
It's funny you brought up the whole Ideralda thing too, because I feel like I got a fair amount of flack, and by like that I mean 2 to 3 people were like, "Hey Brett, you should notice all the ghosts."
You definitely should notice.
And I missed
the ghosts.
one set of ghosts for sure.
The fact that you missed that made me very worried.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there better be something about this ghost stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like,
It's pretty
I
early
don't
on,
even
though. Like,
notice ghosts.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, there's nothing about ghosts.
I
Right?
overcompensated.
Yeah, maybe. But what actually happened here, because I was pretty firm on like, I thought something interesting was going to happen this chapter. I knew we were coming to record with Spencer, and you know, the timeline matched up, but I was
Yeah.
like, maybe it's like something exciting because we had to do this chapter with Spencer, you told me.
Yeah.
So,
It's not gonna be like a parent chapter, right?
no, never. Oh my god, never.
That's Tyler.
That's Tyler.
That's
That's
for Tyler.
why.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why.
only. And then I know to expect only boring when
Exactly.
we talk to Tyler.
You
Exciting
got
with
it.
Spencer.
Boring with Tyler.
Boring with Tyler.
Yeah.
Now, but what I was really thinking was, I was really on my Maureen kick,
Sure.
right? Because
Sure.
I mentioned it last time, and so I don't know, it was on my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, no. Moraine's gonna be a ghost.
That would be
Ooh.
fantastic.
I
Oh, no.
really thought, I was like, no. Because that would make me for sure be like, okay, she's dead.
Right.
If we see Ghost Moraine
Yeah.
wandering around
Mhm.
In Chyota.
in Shiota, I was like, oh no. It doesn't happen that way.
No,
But,
that would be pretty cool.
yeah, I
Like,
was, my brain was on the Moraine wavelength, so...
And then would you have got a gold star? Because she's dead, but she's still back.
No. She
No.
would get an anti-gold
Okay,
star
just
because
checking.
she's been like Moraine's alive the whole time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would have fully admitted if we see Ghost Moraine
Yeah.
wandering
Yeah.
around like that other Aes Sedai in
Right.
Tarvalin who's just wandering around, right?
Right.
And if dead are just walking and we see Ghost Moraine, well, that for sure would be like
For sure dead.
for sure dead. But no, thankfully, no.
No, it's just the regular people are dead.
Yeah.
And then now this peddler, ghost/non-ghost, will soon be dead.
Well, that's the thing. Is he dead?
He might also be suffering for all eternity. That's
Right.
true.
There's 2 options
It's-
here.
Which is what Matt is worried about. So
Okay. Now, this whole sequence actually goes on for quite a while.
yeah.
To the point where I'm like, what's going on? So there's moving parts here. Val and Luca is like, hey everyone, this meadow's a great place to stop because there's a whole village to
Yeah,
perform
yeah.
for.
And you don't stop in the village. You set up outside the village.
Outside
Right.
the village. So
Yeah.
let's set up in this field with a bunch of different types of flowers. And
Yeah.
we're going to listen to
people's-
Matt describe all the different types of flowers that are in this field.
You get it, and people start actually heading into the field. So
Right.
not everybody is going to see what happens next.
Oh, okay.
Which is only
Interesting.
medium relevant because there's no payoff for that.
It doesn't matter at all.
No.
It makes for something interesting happening.
Yeah. Well, because this is the point when Matt recognizes why this all sounds super weird.
Yeah.
Because he hears the sound of the horse hooves on the cobblestones and he's like, oh my
Oh,
goodness,
that's the paved
this
thing.
road hasn't been paved in like a long time.
And so Matt's like, hey man, they're dead. Keep moving. They're dead. And I thought he was shouting at Luca.
Yeah, no,
And he's
he's-
like, don't stop. Don't stop.
So they're coming from the south, the peddler's coming from the north, and he's cupping his hands around his mouth, shouting at the guy, keep moving, man. They're
They're
dead.
dead.
They're
Yeah.
all dead.
And everyone's gasping because Matt's yelling at a peddler across
Yeah,
the way.
and
They're
everyone
dead.
everyone can hear him
Matt.
say that. The peddler can't.
Right.
He can't hear that.
Because is he dead too?
No, because he's so far away that he can't like make out what he's saying, what Matt's shouting.
All right.
Across the field.
Well, the horses are out of control, and the leopards are out of control.
Well, the horses only go out of control because something starts happening to the peddler's horses, and the peddler's horses start whinnying and being out of control, and that causes Matt's horse, Tuon's horse, and all the animals in the circus to start losing control.
Because they start sinking into the road.
I thought all of the horses just started...
Yeah.
No, the peddler's horses start because they're sinking in to the ground.
Oh, okay.
It's a quicksand situation, which as children we all assumed would happen a lot more regularly.
Yeah.
And apparently not that common.
Yeah.
But here...
It's actually happening.
It's happening.
Well,
real time.
Less quicksand, more evil.
Evil ghost quicksand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst kind
Evil.
of quicksand.
Well, that and the lightning sands.
Right.
Oh, for the Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know where you would hold your breath?
Yes, when you'd watch the show to see if you could save.
To see if you could do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one of the 3 terrors of the...
Fire swamp.
Right, fire swamps. Because of the fire spurts and the ROUSs.
Rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, I don't think they exist. Well, and the lightning sands.
Lightning sand, yeah.
Right.
Same.
Same. Okay, not same. This is different. This seems more terrifying.
Yeah.
If you can believe it.
Well, to watch someone slowly sink into the ground.
Well, and he's like screaming.
And flailing.
And shouting for help.
Well, yeah, because again, this happens in parts. So first off, we have the horses starting to sink. And then we have all the Matt horses and the Val and Luca horses. Everyone starts freaking out.
And the whole circus.
Then the peddler jumps off his wagon to figure out what's happening with his horses. And when he jumps off of his horse, like off the wagon onto the ground, he starts sinking. And then he starts freaking out, saying like, "Oh my God, help me."
And then the whole village and the houses and the people also all start melting into the ground.
But they're not reacting because
they're dead.
They're dead ghosts.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So the
peddler.
The peddler, yes.
probably isn't dead because he's like,
He's
help
reacting to
me.
it.
Probably not a ghost, yeah.
And at some point, Matt moves towards him.
Yeah, he starts like make the move and then Tuon catches his
Tuon's
sleeve.
like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, he's like, this dude is totally done for. Like, what are you actually going to do? And I like it because Matt thinks maybe I can shoot him with an arrow and kill him quick and save him. And I get that.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't do that thing.
Yeah, weird.
And then the peddler sinks underneath the ground, and Matt's like, I hope he's actually dead and not wherever these ghost villagers went.
Yeah.
It's like, me too, man.
Yeah.
I also hope that, because maybe put an arrow in the guy.
Yeah.
It is weird that he contemplates that and then doesn't do it.
Yeah. Well, you know, what would you prefer?
Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dead. I'm the person who's like offing myself at the beginning of the zombie movie.
That is.
I am not wandering around this scary zombie apocalypse. For what? Sorry, guys.
You're done, so.
Yeah, not a party of 3 anymore.
One of the core issues in our marriage is the fact that she's like, hey, zombie apocalypse happens. I'm like, let's do it.
I wanted to go on the adventure and be the people who survive.
Go. I know I'm not going to survive because I'm not that.
But I want to try.
I want to give it a go. And she's like, no, first day, like, I'm done.
I'm gone.
I had no idea about this.
Really?
Immediately giving up, like not even trying.
Not even a little bit. I totally get it. No, why would I want to live in that world? No.
So we had this baby. She cries all the time. I'm like, Tristan, now we're not going to survive a zombie apocalypse. She's going to live the zombie
crying so much.
Exactly.
All the time.
See, that's my only other thing is the children.
Right.
I might stay alive for the children.
Maybe, exactly.
But the children are going to kill you for sure.
Oh, well, for sure. We're just going to die.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay. Matt doesn't have to worry about that.
Especially our 2.5-year-old who just screams bloody murder because I peeled the banana and gave her the banana without the peel.
Right. She wanted the peel.
Yeah.
She wanted the peel.
to eat it like a monkey. Hold the peel while eating. Screaming.
Rookie mistake.
Right?
Exactly.
You never know.
Unrealistic.
Right?
Okay.
I think this is a good time for us to just take a really quick break.
We got to collect our thoughts.
We got to collect.
We got to come back.
We got to figure out what's going on. Maybe get a drink top up.
Okay.
Deal.
Okay, so we're back, and where we are in this chapter right now is the village is gone, the peddler's gone.
His hat's still on the road, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, why did the rest of his clothes go, but his hat didn't?
That part's confusing.
Yeah, he took it off. He was like flailing it around.
I
maybe.
would like
It's a
it
good
better
hat.
if
His hat was
all of
gone?
his clothes stayed,
That's how you know he wasn't a ghost.
because his clothes stayed.
His hat stayed.
Well, his hat, I don't know, though. I don't know.
Yes. So you know who's going to go investigate? The Aes Sedai.
The Aes Sedai, of course.
Yeah.
Cool, calm, collected, right?
There we go.
Yes, they are not. They seem to be unaffected by a whole village sinking into the ground.
A whole dead village.
Right.
Whole ghost village.
Yeah.
Ghost town, literally. We haven't made one ghost town joke. Oh my goodness. These characters are going to have to be really careful about saying it's a ghost town around here.
Like, what does that mean?
Because it's too real.
It means they might sink into the ground.
Right.
So, continuing. I got to
Right.
keep us on track a little bit here.
Okay.
So, Ghost Town, gone. Peddler, gone. Val and Luca, some people are like turning off into the field, but Matt has been screaming all about the whole dead people. I'm like, get out of there, man. They're all dead. So now the arguing starts because nobody wants to be anywhere near here.
Nobody in the circus wants to cross the patch of road
Yeah.
where the peddler just sank and melted into the ground.
And
Which-
fair enough.
Which
yeah.
is fair. Totally fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to cross either. Especially there's nothing. There was a village. Now there's nothing but a peddler's hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scary.
So everyone starts talking about turning back, finding another way. Oh, we can get to Lugard some other way. Some people want to just go back to Ebudar.
Yeah.
Or go somewhere completely different. Anywhere but here, really.
Yeah.
And Tom comes up to Matt and is like, hey, I think it's time to leave the circus.
Yeah.
And Danielle's cheering.
Yes, finally.
Well, I've been talking about it.
But turns out,
Wrong
no.
again.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
I think, well, not in this exact moment.
Sure.
But by the end of this chapter,
Okay,
I think
fair
we
enough.
can all agree we're leaving the circus.
Can we agree that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The circus is not going to rescue anyone.
Oh, you're spoiling it.
Well, I mean, it's...
We haven't gotten there yet.
Well, I know, but it's part of this chapter.
I know, it absolutely is. I just like that element of surprise.
So anyways, Tom mentions that they're probably going to be leaving the circus since nobody seems to want to cross this path and they got to keep going. And Matt's concerned because it's going to be much harder to hide Tuon if they're a smaller party.
For
and
sure.
they've
Yes.
been using the circus to kind of keep themselves masked up
Hidden.
until this point.
Hidden, yeah.
Yes. It's like a whole explanation.
Even though we've been moving at a literal snail's pace.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why they're moving in the circus.
Yeah. But don't worry, guys. Val and Luca is about to charm the pants
Well, here's the thing.
off of these people.
He's the greatest showman.
There's two types of people.
Charm type.
Charm type?
What's the other type? I don't even know.
It's not charm type, I guess.
Not charm type.
Yeah. Guess which type he is.
Charm type.
Charm type.
That's right. He absolutely is charm type. But I like the Greatest Showman. Because, yeah, absolutely.
It is kind of funny because it's literally like a 4-page speech.
Yes.
There, I swear, there's probably like a song and dance that goes along to it where Val and Luca's like, he's bringing emotion on people,
Well,
and he's
he's
saying,
like,
imagine the children, and how are we going to make money
They're
if we
going to
go back
starve.
the way we came?
Well-
People don't want to see our show twice.
Also, let's go to Camelin.
No,
The
Lugard
greatest-
first.
Oh, Lugard. Lugard is so prosperous. And then we'll go on to Camelin. It's so beautiful. You know, the palace is there.
Mm-hmm.
And then on to Tarvalin.
We'll play for kings and queens and Amerlins. Amazing.
There's
Amazing.
an ogre standing. I think he says that at
Yeah,
one point.
ogres.
He's not right because there isn't an ogre steading
Right, he's-
in Tarva. There's a
It's-
grove.
There's
Right.
a grove.
There's a grove.
He's not
He's
right.
embellishing.
He's embellishing
He's not right about
everything.
most of it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Hey, never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Mm.
Right? That's
Yeah.
And this excites Tuon.
She's like, I want to go. No, it excites Tuon because she's like, those are going to be mine.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
You're going to take
She's
me
like,
there because that's going to be my capital.
The
Yeah.
Dragon Reborn's gonna kneel to me and I'm gonna own all of this.
That's
Everything
right.
the light touches will be mine.
Hey, that's Lion King.
Hey, are you Simba?
Right.
You got it.
Mm.
What's that shadowy place over there?
Don't worry about it. We don't talk about that place.
Wait, what's the set? Is that like the Blight or is that like the Eye of Waste?
Or
That's the
Shadow
Blight.
Rogoth.
Ooh, okay. Oh.
No, it's not Shadow
gone.
Logoth, it's
Shadow
gone.
Logoth is gone.
I know, but it was a shadowy place.
Not anymore.
Yeah, but not anymore.
I know, but
Not anymore. It's not.
It makes sense for the Blight because Tuon doesn't
The Blight.
believe that,
Yeah, that's true.
Shadow Spawn and all that are real.
Yeah, it's an elephant graveyard.
right.
Now, tell the people that you've never seen Lion King.
I've seen Lion King lots of times.
Don't you want the engagement? The uproar when people
Yes.
learn that you've never seen Lion King.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I think I've referenced Lion King more than any other
I know.
Disney movie.
That's the one you know.
And Aladdin. Often.
Oh, yeah, you love
Often
Aladdin.
too much.
I know you love Aladdin.
right.
Well, while Luca's going on to his speech, Tom wants to do a wager with Matt about whether Luca will be able to convince the people to continue on.
Yeah, because Matt's like, we're for sure not going. And Tom's like, I've heard a convincing speech before.
You don't write 4 pages for nothing.
This is quite.
I mean, sometimes
convincing
Sometimes we
speech.
do. Sometimes we do write 4 pages for no payoff. But this time.
Actually, literally all the time. Every 8th page
it's 4 pages.
is for nothing
Yeah.
in this book. Like, I feel like that's probably a
That's
pretty
fair.
good
Yeah,
that's fair.
ratio.
Especially when Matt is thinking like, hey, if I lose this wager, it's actually a good thing because he wants to keep going in the circus.
I know, and let me tell you about the wasted space on the page talking about this wager.
Also that.
It's dumb.
I mean, that too.
I mean, it's okay, but
But
like,
hey,
gosh.
turns out, for the record, Tom's right.
Yeah.
Val and Luca convinces everybody to go over the patch of ghost sand, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Ghost Sand.
Yeah. And then Tom wins money for Matt.
yeah.
And the important part is Tom keeps Matt's
Right.
coin and he's like, hey, I think I'll keep this as a memento to remind me that even the luckiest man in the world can lose.
That's right.
Which, it sounds ominous.
No,
Oh.
You don't think it's
You don't think
ominous
that's-
with what's coming up?
Come
no.
on. Like, at all. Because there's a whole thing at the end of the
Okay,
chapter
maybe.
where it's like, oh my goodness, even Matt, the luckiest guy in the world.
Even if we do everything the letter says.
Yeah, we still might die. There's a whole thing about Matt.
I understand. I see where
Yeah.
you're both coming from
And then
completely.
Tom's like, hey, you can still lose.
But at the same time, I think that this is a real grounded saying.
Okay.
I think in applying it to apart from foreshadow, because I wasn't thinking of it that way.
Trying to apply logic to this?
Well,
No.
I was just thinking that it's a really nice, because there's lots of just random, really nice quotes
Sure.
that
Okay.
can be applied to daily life. And I think that one of these is one of those sayings where it's like, yeah, even the luckiest man in the world can lose, but that doesn't mean like we give up, and that doesn't mean
Sure.
we stop, and that doesn't mean, your luck's gonna go on forever. But like,
It's
I
a
don't
very
know.
positive spin to it that
That's
I didn't
just-
expect from you.
That's just the way I saw it. I thought it was nice. When I read it,
She's really Team Maureen. That's
hey,
She's so
hey,
positive
hey,
right now.
hey,
That's
guys.
the problem.
what.
focus. When I read this, I didn't know what was coming up next.
Yeah.
So in my notes, I was like, wow, nice quote,
Not worried at all.
Excellent.
Well, I was thinking, is that the big excitement? Right? Because I know, it's an exciting chapter. We're talking to Spencer about it.
Yeah. This is bad news because now the next chapter that Spencer has to guest on has to be very boring.
Yeah.
I gotta pick the worst
Well,
one.
no, because usually it's either exciting or it has to do with the women.
Yeah, that's what I like to. That's where I show up.
Yeah.
It's called a wheelhouse, and that's where you live. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So now, because we are going to keep going,
Yeah.
there's a big dramatic display of everyone crossing this patch of road at a full gallop, with Luca going first to show that it can be done.
Gotta give him credit. He does go first.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
that's
on
true.
him. Yep.
So now the circus is going to continue down the road.
Yeah.
And we actually end up traveling way more than we usually do, even late into the evening, until we finally find a field to settle in.
Yeah. Not a ghost field. Regular field.
Well, hopefully not. I mean, it's hard to tell if a field's a ghost field.
Well, it's actually kind of funny because there's even a little excerpt where Luca is sitting staring at the field for way too long.
And
then
talking to himself.
And then he's like, this is a normal field. This is normal. It's a normal
Is
field.
this the field with lots of flowers?
I mean,
One
there
of
could
these
be,
fields has lots of flowers.
There could be multiple. It's fine. Anyways, they don't get swallowed up by the ground.
No, they
So
do not.
It's all good.
Yeah. And we're going to stop in this field.
Yeah.
But everybody's a little on edge. This was a really terrible day.
Mm-hmm.
It was really challenging to watch.
Sure.
Everyone's like, what the hell is happening?
Sure.
So, Matt gets lots of visitors in his tent.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay?
and before that happens, because Matt and Tuon have been taking a lot of meals together, but Tuon specifically says this night,
Yeah.
she tells Matt that this isn't a night for prayer. The Walking Dead means Tarmangaiden is approaching, and so she and Selusha.
You said Walking Dead.
It's the dead walking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I've been watching too much.
Too much. We've been talking too much about the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly right. Anyways, her and Selusha go into the wagon to do their prayers, and
Matt's not invited tonight. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has a night off.
Okay, but that's when everybody's going to sort of come to him.
Yes.
So it ends up being like Matt, Julian, Thera, Oliver, Tom, and Noel all in his tent. Everyone's taking turns playing snakes and foxes and stones, and we're all just sort of hanging out.
Yeah, but this is like the preface to the whole Tom, again, is reading his letter from the dead woman. He's been carrying it for so long, and we just get like a little
reading
hint
it
right
over
now.
and over and over and over.
So that's what he's doing.
Okay, so I think this is pretty funny because specifically we learn in just a little bit that Tom is not allowed to share this letter with Matt until Matt asks about it.
Yes.
Now, as soon as Tom read the letter, he probably was like, where's Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go back to like when Matt and Tom first kind of hooked up after he got this letter.
Yeah.
Right.
And how long he's been staying with Matt when maybe he didn't have to, just to kind of stick around. I think that's kind of interesting.
You'll also see Tom reading the letter sometimes in the vicinity of Matt.
Oh, not just sometimes. So that's the other point I want to make, because Matt points out, man, Tom's reading that letter a lot. And if Matt is picking up on the times he is reading it, I want to know how many times he's actually reading it around
for sure.
being like this, like, I wish I had a piece of paper right now to like to dramatically like, okay, crinkle out. Oh, I'm reading this letter now.
Oh yeah,
you know, like
super
in
obvious.
front of Matt's face,
Yeah.
waiting for Matt to ask about it.
Way too long.
But it's been so long.
You gotta let it play out the way it's gonna play out.
Right?
There you
Part
go.
of the pattern, I think.
Part of the pattern.
I think that's what they say.
That's the point.
Is that what they say?
Some people say that.
Mhm.
I've heard some people say that. I don't know who, but, you know. Now, before we get to the letter, though, there's a kind of funny moment with Damin and Egyanin coming into the tent.
Yeah, there's like a lot of little things that happen here, too. We gotta pick up on them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And now Matt is still calling her Egyanin in this perspective.
Yeah.
So that's what we're calling her.
All right.
Yes.
Except for sometimes she's Lylewyn, so I don't
It's like
really
when he
know.
says it out loud to her. So he's calling her Lylewyn out loud, but also in his head he's calling her again still.
Super confusing.
Yeah. I can't wait till she's back to Egyanin.
Interesting.
Back?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you think she's going to revert?
She'll get her name back.
Based on what?
I don't know, Tuon. Tuon gave her the shitty name in the first place. I think maybe she'll get a ship and she won't be shipless anymore.
And then Tuon will be like, oh, you have a ship now.
So you can be back to Egyanin.
Well, the name is a punishment, and I don't think it's a permanent one.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's
Fair enough.
I think she's going to get her name back. It's
Totally.
a dumb thing to,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no.
I agree it's a dumb thing.
I agree.
All right. Now, we're going to have an interesting moment between Egyanin and Amathera.
Right.
And that's going to go on for far too long.
Yes.
A little bit. Because I don't know if you know this, but Amathera, who's known as Thera now, she's having trouble with the Shanshin.
I wonder why. It's like super weird when you're just like a slave and tortured, and then you have traumatic experiences from the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then your old slavers are still here with you. So it's not great, and it continues to be bad.
Yeah, but Egyanin is like, hey, listen, I'm going to help you.
Yeah, she does an okay job, too, from what it seems like. Because,
she's trying.
She's like a defector, basically, from the Shanshin culture, so she does take her and say, like, hey, look people in the eye, stop doing those things, you gotta get past it.
She, like, gives her a pump-up speech.
Yeah. Egyanin herself is also in the middle of, like, this crisis where she's trying to, like, change her ways.
Yeah.
She's trying to get away from the Shanshin culture, too, a little bit.
Yeah.
So
she's married now. She's trying to find a new...
Yeah. It's nice that she is trying to help Thera right now.
Yeah.
We'll see if it lasts.
And this all seems to have an okay effect on Thera. And Julin makes a comment on the change of heart that Egyanan is showing.
Yeah.
Like, considering that she called him a thief for freeing her originally.
Yeah.
Daman then tells Julin that, like, all things change with time. Look at me. I used to be a smuggler, and I've given all that up to become an honest man because Egyanan didn't want me smuggling no more.
Yeah. And then Egyanan's like, hey, I also changed. Are you gonna change, Julin?
And Julin's like, no, I'm great.
Yeah,
what do I
maybe.
have to change? Like, what is why? Why does Julin have to change? What does he have to change?
Well, because he's like being super aggressive towards Egyanan
So
because
what?
she used
It's
to be
deserved.
some kind of way. Well, but she's changing. That's the whole point. That's the point of the whole.
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
but
speech.
that doesn't
I'm
mean-
changing. Are you going to kind of accept me almost?
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
hey,
that's better.
this is the new me. Are you going to accept the new me, or
Look
are
at
you
me.
going to treat
I'm
me like
being
the old
nice
me?
to Thera.
Right, exactly.
Okay, but Julin doesn't have to change.
Well,
He needs to change his attitude about Egyanan.
Okay.
and debatably his hat.
His hat's
I don't know.
stupid.
It's-
Right.
I'm going to regret saying that. Anyways, okay, let's keep going though.
Yeah, so they're gonna leave, and then now it's just like Noel playing snakes and foxes with Oliver.
Yeah.
And then Noel starts talking about the sea folk women being graceful, and
This is so funny.
and it's
I love
great
it.
when their boobs are out.
He's like, hey, do you know what they do when they're out of sight of land?
And
then
Oliver's like,
what do
what?
you mean? And he's like,
Never mind.
Yeah.
They're good on the boats.
Right.
Nothing to do with boobs out.
Yeah,
Nope.
nothing about that. So now Matt is going to start setting up the Stones board to play with Tom, and then that's when Tom's like, no, my mind's occupied tonight.
Which is like, is this cheating too? I gotta ask. Because is this a cheating way? Because if I have a letter, I'm like, hey, Danny can't read this letter until she asks about it. And then I'm like, oh, my mind is so preoccupied with this letter shake
But
in
he
front of your
doesn't
face.
say
He
the
doesn't do
letter.
that.
He's like, my mind's in a maze tonight.
Yes.
Exactly.
He doesn't say because of the letter.
No, but he's holding it and it's
I
here.
know, but
like, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think it's legit.
I think it's fine.
Well, I guess we'll see.
We'll roll the dice, if you will.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
And then Matt's like, hey, Tom, what's up with that letter? Your face looks like you're trying to puzzle out what it means. And then Tom's like, it's because I am. Here, read it.
Yeah.
And then several times, Matt's like, no, that's your business. I'm not going to read it.
Too late though. He asked about
Yes.
it.
And then
Yep.
Tom's like, no, read it. No, read it. No, read it.
More
It'll
specifically, Tom's like, it is your business. Here.
It's very much your business.
And then Matt's like, what? How could this be my business?
Yeah. So, okay. We have a letter.
Yeah, we got a letter.
We got to tackle this in some kind of way.
Okay, because we're not going to read the entire letter.
Oh,
Oh, you want to read the entire letter?
not me personally. I was going to say, let's let our fantastic
Spencer?
guest
Spencer's going to do
read
a
the letter.
dramatic reading of the letter
and then let's break it down.
in your
Okay.
best Moraine voice.
Well, I don't have a summary of the letter. I
You
only
have the book.
Okay, I only have my summary of the. I mean, yeah, give me the book because I Cole's notes the letter on.
Ah,
my
So-
yes.
Okay, yeah.
So specifically, I'll read this letter, but my question is, am I reading it through its entirety, or are we taking breaks by paragraph to talk about it? What do you guys want to do?
I think let's break it up by paragraph.
Okay,
Paragraph at a time. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Start practicing your Rosamund Pike.
Yeah.
okay.
Uh,
That's not going to work for me. But anyways, I will mentally prepare myself.
okay, we'll get
In the meantime, maybe we should take a quick break.
quick break. Good one. Yep. You're
Good.
getting good at this. Okay, so we're back
Yeah, let's
for
do
the reading of the letter.
dramatic reading, if you will.
I'll do my best. Okay.
I think it'll just be a regular reading.
Okay.
Here goes. My dearest Tom, there are many words I would like to write to you. Words from my heart. But I put this off because I knew that I must. And now there's little time. There are many things I cannot tell you lest I bring disaster. But what I can, I will. Heed carefully what I say. In a short while, I will go down to the docks, and there I will confront Lanfear. How can I know that? That secret belongs to others. Suffice it that I know, and let that foreknowledge stand as proof for the rest of what I say.
Oh my goodness. Okay. A lot to cover.
Yes.
Let's start with the first sentence of my dearest Tom.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it sounds pretty intimate.
I mean,
does.
okay.
That sounds like not just some court bard she's known in passing.
A little playful laughter way back when.
I'm just saying, if you've watched the musical Hamilton recently, you know by the placement of the comma that this means she cares about Tom very deeply.
Oh, I didn't know that. Whoa.
Yes.
I didn't know that either. Where's the comma placed?
At the end of Tom... Okay, you gotta listen to the song in Hamilton again, because... But I'm telling you.
Okay.
We believe you. I totally believe you.
Yeah, no,
Spencer is my go-to on all things musicals.
So here we go. There is seemingly some romance between Tom and Maureen, which is not altogether surprising. We've seen a lot of tidbits over the past couple
Well,
books.
and we know that Tom really does well with the ladies.
That's true.
We've seen that. So now I want to know, is this before or after More Gays?
After.
Well, it
After?
would have to be.
Why would it have to be? It could be teenage romance.
Okay. Well, we know the ages of people.
Did
Oh.
Tom and Maureen seem like they knew each other?
So, okay.
I don't know.
There was a little bit
I'm
of a
not
hint.
thinking very hard about this right now.
No, that's fair. I'll answer the question, though, because there was, back in the Eye of the World, some, like, original conversation about the fact that Maureen and Tom seemingly know what each other are, that they're not themselves. Because Maureen comes in and she's like, oh, I'm not Aes Sedai. And Tom's like, hey, I'm just a Gleeman. And they're
Right.
both like, no, we're not just that. And then we got their conversation when they were talking together in the Stone of Tyr, where Maureen was like, hey, I know exactly who the fuck you are. And he's like, how does she know that? It's amazing.
Well, and you know what's interesting is I really thought in his letter there was more information about the Red Aja and what they did to Owen.
Oh.
I thought that Maureen had information
Well, I mean,
about that.
she promised him that too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if
That's
you
why
help
I
me, I
thought
can
that.
point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And then we also have Maureen saying, hey, I bet I know the face of the man that I'm going to marry better than you do. So
Yeah.
we've got her saying that too. And we've got Maureen knowing Min quite well, who
Mhm.
seems to have
Some
you know,
foretelling.
foretelling abilities.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we've also got Maureen going through not just the doorway terangrial, right,
Both of
to
them.
get answers to questions,
Yeah.
but we also have her going through the archways in Ruidian.
That's right.
So, like, she's got a lot of information that most people never get.
Plus,
Right.
she also got tested in Tar Valon through those rings, and sometimes those are...
Prophetic.
In a sense, yeah. It's like maybe not like one-to-one,
And
but
maybe not the same as like Egwene because of the weird dream ring reverberations.
for sure, for
Right.
sure.
But still.
But that combined with all the other information
Yeah.
she has.
We got something here.
Okay, read on.
Okay. When you receive this, you'll be told that I am dead. All will believe that. I am not dead, and it may be that I shall live to my appointed years. It also may be that you and Matt Cathon and another, a man I do not know, will try to rescue me.
Did you just say Cathon?
Matt Cawthon.
I guess I don't say his last name very often. I'll keep going. My apologies. May, I say because it may be that you will not or cannot, or because Matt may refuse. He does not hold me in the affection that you seem to, and he has his reasons which he no doubt thinks are good. If you try, it must be only you and Matt and one other. More will mean death for all, fewer will mean death for all. Even if you come only with Matt and one other, death also may come. I have seen you try and die, one or two or all three. I have seen myself die in the attempt. I have seen all of us live and die as captives.
Ooh. Let's
Yeah.
go to that first line.
Okay.
All believe I'm dead? Wrong.
Not Danielle.
Not dead.
Not
not
Daddy. Not Daddy.
There you
Never
go.
one time, Maureen. Never one time, my girl.
Yeah. Well, she's not dead, and she might live to her appointed years, but this is a big question mark, too, because, like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, maybe she's not dead now. And also, is she telling the truth? Is this real? Like, do we know?
Because she wrote this before she went through the doorway.
We don't know. We
oh,
don't know.
yeah. She knows.
Okay.
She knows. She's seen it.
Okay, so are we confident enough now? Like, I know you've always been like the, oh, Maureen's not dead train,
100%,
but, like,
yeah.
you're now...
I couldn't live in a world. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Move on to the next, because we can't really get past that.
No.
It's going to be that you, Matt Cawthon, and another man who I don't know are going to try to rescue me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Tom, Matt, and a third.
Question mark.
Who's that third?
Julian. He says, I'll go.
No,
No, he
Julian is
doesn't.
not even here right now.
Oh, it's not Julian.
Yeah.
Oh, no! oh.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Okay, sorry. No, it's no.
Rewind.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, totally. The guy who you like are super
Top of my sus list.
like not trusting of at all.
So is he gonna help? Are they gonna fail?
Help or hinder? Because she's like, hey, a third person who I don't know. And this isn't going to be helpful because Noel offers to go at the end of this chapter.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, can I be that guy? But like, we don't know that that is supposed to be the guy. We don't know that that's the guy that Maureen saw. There's a lot of question marks here.
Yeah.
And if it's the wrong guy,
And if it's the wrong guy, it's not going to work.
But
if it's the right guy, it might not work.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Whatever it'll be, Matt's luck will carry us forward.
I can't believe you're going to just like...
even the luckiest man.
And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of why Spence and I were like, hey, even the luckiest man might fail or might lose a bet once in a while.
Might, but not this time.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, read on. Read on. It gets
Okay.
better.
Should you decide to make the attempt anyway, young Matt knows the way to find me. Yet you must not show him this letter until he asks about it. That is of the utmost importance.
Ooh.
He must know nothing that is in this letter until he asks. Events must play out in certain ways, whatever the costs.
Amazing. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Matt knows the way, and we get a whole explanation on that. Like, Tower
Yeah, we're gonna
Ghenjei,
get
baby.
that. We're gonna
Like-
talk about it later. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that. And then again, we've kind of covered it, the whole, you can't talk to Matt about the letter. He's got to ask. We need like a time frame to happen. Stuff needs to happen.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because in the time frame of Tom getting the letter to now, what did Matt do? What's the most important thing Matt has done between those two time periods?
Found out about the daughter of the Nine Moons?
He met Tuon.
Okay.
Like, if you think of it, the most important probable thing that
Well, and he
Matt
helped
needs to
find
do,
the Cloud Bowl
which is like medium
and fought a
important.
gray man.
Yeah. When you
Fate.
think about the Aelfin and the Eelfin, they were never like, hey, Matt, you got to help out with the Cloud Bowl. Super important. They're like, yo, you got to marry this girl.
Okay.
Okay, as we read on, it says, if you see Lan again, tell him that all of this is for the best. His destiny follows a different path from mine. I wish him all happiness with Nynaeve.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just a little clarification. That's like, even though the bond was severed, it's on purpose.
And she knew from the beginning when Lan was all like into Nynaeve. And,
Yeah. Well, that was my whole thing.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing. When that argument came forward about Maureen being alive, they're like, what about the bond? I was like, she passed it.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, they must know. Lan must know.
But it had to
And
get
I'm like,
severed.
does he though?
Yeah,
Does he know the difference between Maureen dying and just a regular severed bond?
Well, and the question is, like, how many Aes Sedai get lost with the Aelfin and the Eelfin? How would a warder know how that feels?
At least
Never.
one.
One.
Yep. Okay. Anyways, Nynaeve and Lan happy together. Hmm?
Yeah.
Good.
Not important.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay.
Okay, a final point. Remember what you know about the game of snakes and foxes. Remember and heed.
Ooh.
Oh, dang. I hope you remember. Again, we did this at the beginning of this chapter.
Yeah.
There's a saying.
Uh-huh.
You got to remember.
I don't know it.
What is it? Courage to strengthen.
Courage to strengthen.
Yep.
Fire to blind.
Yep.
Music to dazzle.
Bring it
Razzle
home.
dazzle.
Bring it
Give
home.
him
Come
the
on.
old-
Come on.
Iron to bind.
You did it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Nailed it.
Okay. Remember what you know of snakes and foxes.
And also, there's a bunch of other rules too.
Well, I mean, like all that other... Don't let them turn you into skin suits or harnesses or whatever. Super weird.
Right.
Yeah.
The only way to win is to cheat. That's what we actually have to remember.
Also that.
That's important.
Yeah.
Okay, and the letter finishes. It is time, and I must do what must be done. May the light illumine you and give you joy, my dearest Tom, whether or
Ooh,
not we ever
again.
see one another again.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Ooh.
She doesn't even know if it's going to happen, but...
She pretty
holy
much
moly.
knows. Pretty much knows.
Well, it seems like it's a question mark. Like, maybe it'll happen, maybe it
Okay.
won't.
And thunder booms as Matt finishes the note.
Amazing.
And then Matt's like, hey, Tom, Lan knows
Bro,
she's dead.
She's dead, man. She's gone. Doesn't matter. And it's really funny because Tom's like, no, but that's what she said in the letter. So it's not true.
Right. And
She
he
specifically mentioned that, Matt.
Yeah.
Read it
It's
again.
like that was like the first paragraph. That was the first thing she said.
And then Matt's like, well, they went through the door frame triangle and it melted. So she went to wherever the eelfin are. And even if she's alive, there's no way for us to get there anymore.
Yeah.
And then Oliver's like,
that's not true. We can go through the Tower of Ghenjei.
Right. I love it.
And I went, yup.
Yeah, we can.
Yup, baby.
Yep.
Okay, I want a record of how many times I said out loud, we're going through the Tower of Ghenjei to get to Moraine.
Yeah.
I said it. I said it out loud several times.
A fair amount of times.
Do you remember? You know. You both know.
So here's the thing.
I said it. I said it. I so said it.
Here's the thing, though.
I know.
There was a time in I the World when Matt was...
I have the world. No, I'm not talking about that one.
No. You gotta listen to this.
Okay, fine.
We were on Bail Damon's ship, and we get a recap of that.
No. I remember that.
And the Tower of Ghenjei came up as the big silver tower.
Right.
And you tried to blow past it.
Yeah.
I don't even think you really cared about it.
You're right. I didn't care about it till I think it was book 4.
But I was like, hey,
who I care about, told me about it.
remember it. Yeah.
Brigida says important stuff. Okay, here's my question. I understand that the doorway that Lanfear and Moraine fell through melted.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's still a doorway in Tyr.
Yeah.
They're
different
close
land.
to somewhere else.
Well, but I mean, we know they're connected. Like, why is nobody thinking of that? Like, it's irrelevant. Like, they
yeah, maybe there's like a
Aelfin and
skywalk. There's like a connection tunnel.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I would think.
Aelfin and Eilfin are same, but different.
I understand that.
But the Tower of Ghenjei is one, and it goes to both.
So why wouldn't you think to try the other doorway?
Good thinking,
we don't know
yes.
how that works yet.
But we don't know how any of it works.
Yeah, so why wouldn't you try it?
That's literally the
we
problem.
gotta go talk to Brigida.
That's the Yeah.
Call up Brigida.
Yes, good idea.
Yes. You know what? Yeah. Because Matt also knows who Brigida is.
Get her on the dream phone.
Yep. Call her up. Start shouting. Go in and tell her. Start shouting her name because you can hear your name being shouted in Tellerride.
Yeah, perfect.
There we go.
We don't have anyone here who could do that.
Well, I'm glad we're going to do those things. Let's clarify the answers
Okay.
before we go.
All right. So we have little Oliver who's like, Brigida told me the Tower of Ghenjei is the way to the lands of the Aelfin and Eilfin. Now, it's interesting because Brigida also told Perrin
Yeah.
in Dreamworld
Yeah.
about the Tower of Ghenjei when Perrin was all concerned about looking for Slayer. Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna lay this out.
Do it. Give me the news. Let's go.
Even if we go on a rescue mission and it goes poorly and Moraine dies in the rescue attempt.
Why is that what you went to immediately?
Because I'm saying she's alive now.
She's still alive.
She's
Danielle's still right, is what she's
I'm
trying to
still right.
Okay.
She's still alive now.
Sure.
And if we have a chance to see her again, and if something goes shitty and characters die, then we'll deal with it then.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm gonna relish in my rightness and
Okay.
love it. Okay?
Yeah, that's
Don't
fine.
bring me down with your negativity when I'm all positive up in here.
Okay, no, that's fair. I want to try to bring you down a little bit.
No. I said don't.
Oh, don't. Okay. I was just gonna be like, okay, well, if they go, who's gonna die? Yeah, that's fine.
You know what? 1 or 2 or 3 or all. Isn't that Romeo and Juliet? Either I or they or all must die or something like that. That's
maybe.
it.
I don't know.
Turns out it was just the kids.
Is it Mercutio?
Only kids are gonna. I would
Okay.
bring children with me.
Like Oliver. Is that what you're talking about?
For sure. Let
Like
him. Let Oliver
he
die.
knows. He knows so much about.
You know, he
except
probably-
he's never won.
He probably wants
He's
to
a
come.
loser. Don't bring him.
Oh, okay. Well, on the record, don't bring Oliver because he's never won Snakes
He's
and
a
Foxes.
loser.
He's an idiot kid. Okay.
Noted.
That's why.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Now, Matt is like, okay, well, knowing about the tower doesn't help us much because we don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then Noel's like, yes, that Tower of Ghenjei. Not many people know very much about that.
He's
but
a storyteller.
Jane always told me to go looking along the Shadow Coast, and it's big and bright and gleaming.
Like varnished steel.
Right.
Yeah, well, just like clarification, Jane didn't tell Noel to go looking. Jane said, he was always going to go looking one day for it.
Oh, okay. So Noel's a lot. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just phrase it like Jane told Noel to go
Well,
looking.
that's what it kind of sounds like.
Noel's saying, hey, Jane always said Jane, the guy from the book, would
Yeah.
always go looking for it.
Okay.
That was something
If
Jane
I
was gonna do.
trust that this guy even really knows the Jane,
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're going to backtrack that far, yeah.
I don't even really know.
Okay.
You know?
Totally. He just read the book a lot of times.
Maybe one of those people who's too obsessed.
With a book series?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Weird.
Don't
What's
trust
that
him.
like?
Don't Don't trust
You
him.
definitely can't trust those people.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, Matt's gonna have a huge flashback to his own memory, even when he was dagger cursed.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting stuff.
We haven't got one of those for a long time.
Right, because to back up a little bit, Noel says the thing gleams like burnished steel, 200 feet high, 40 feet thick, and there's no opening to be found. Who would forget seeing that? And then Matt's like, I
no.
remember seeing that. And then Tom says, if there's no opening, how do we get in? And Oliver's like, easy.
I know that one too.
Brigida told me. And I'm like, oh, this is all just so convenient that Brigida just spilled all the beans about the
It's almost
Tower
like
of Ghenjei.
Tyrannus.
And this 10-year-old or however he is
He
now
just happens to be
and to remember every detail she ever told him. Like, that doesn't sound like any child I've ever taught.
No.
Actually remember something
You're missing important facts. Number one, Jane Farstrider is Oliver's favorite hero.
Right.
Yeah,
and
but
he's read the book. He's read the book
Yeah, but
like a bunch of times.
that's
But Jane
that
Farstrider did not go to the Tower of Ghenjei.
It's not in the book.
No, but also we got Brigida, who's basically like an adoptive mother to Oliver.
No. You are stretching so thin. I'm calling it a stretch. You can't say that Oliver remembers what Brigida said about the Tower of Ghenjei because now Oliver's like, Jane was interested in the Tower of Ghenjei. No.
Yeah,
No.
100%, absolutely, yes.
No.
Yep.
Here's my other question. Tom was also on the ship.
He was, yeah.
So if this is such a remarkable tower, why does Tom need Matt to tell him?
Well, but not necessarily. But this is from Matt's perspective too, and the note says Matt knows the way, and this is like maybe Tom does recognize it.
I have a question also.
Yeah.
Is the tower that Matt saw on the boat the same tower that Perrin dream hopped to?
Are you asking if there's a second tower?
Because in my brain, they're in two different spots on the map.
One's in the two rivers in my
brain.
Okay.
Yeah, right? Like in the Mountains of Mist.
Right.
And then the other one is
wrong.
And then the other one is beside the river.
Yeah, okay, but like where they got picked up was like
by Shatter Lagoth.
Yeah, which
and
is
the
not
river.
near.
Right.
Yeah. So there's one tower.
Where's that book?
There's one tower.
Let me look.
Anyways,
is
I just
Tower of
think
Ghenjei in the map?
No.
It should be.
Maybe. Actually, it could be.
I doubt it.
Who's to say?
I mean, the map. I'm the map.
Recently we had some people telling me that I should show you more maps.
Really?
And I said maybe, but I'm not going to. I'm not
Okay,
going to.
so we went down the river Manetherindrel down to Whitebridge. So somewhere around here, and the Two Rivers is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're close.
So there's one tower.
Okay, we believe
There's
you.
not two towers that
Fine,
are
I just, in my
identical.
brain, I always thought there was two. But now I know, I guess, because you told me.
Exactly, and I would never lie.
There might be
That's
two.
the one thing about me.
But you finished the series and you don't know of two, right?
No, and I know that, but it does seem weird that it does make it seem like it's in the Two Rivers the way it's
Good cover. I like it. Okay. Anyways.
I hate when you guys team up against me. Okay, now Matt's gonna be like, ugh, I know where that is.
Turns out.
But I can't go with you. The Eelfin and the Elfin will know I'm coming. And then there's this whole revelation about what he thought about last time, about how they probably see through his brain or something.
Which may or may not be true either.
It's probably not. It sounds weird.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Actually, yes, I do.
No, but that's it.
Maybe I don't. I don't know.
No, it's pretty good. In summary, it may or may not be true that the Aelfin and or Eelfin can maybe or not see through Matt's eyes because of the whole, like, they have memories from your future that they shouldn't really have access to, but, like, maybe they just do.
Right.
So do they just have access to, like, your memories?
Yeah.
That'll happen in the future.
Well, and fate and pattern weaving
or fate
and shit.
and pattern is, like, is everything predetermined?
Yeah.
Or it's a whole bunch of question marks.
The most important thing is he says, they might know every word we've said, and you can't trust them because they'll take advantage of you, and they'll skin you, and they'll make you a skin suit.
Yeah, don't let them make you a skin suit, man. And then
They'll
everyone
make
is like...
101 Dalmatians.
Right. Don't let them turn you into a jacket.
Nice.
It's not good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's staring at Matt like he's crazy.
Because it's crazy. That was crazy.
And
crazy
then
to say.
he has to tell them all about everything he's been through.
Asterisk. Most of some of the things that happened to him.
Yeah, he leaves out
Some of...
a lot.
You
Yeah.
get the Sparks notes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone listens quietly to Matt's story, and he finishes, and he tells them that all of this needs to stay between them, and he doesn't want anyone else, hint hint, Tuon, I think, really, finding out about the memories thing.
Yeah. Yeah. He, like, leaves out the answers
The
to his
memories
questions.
thing, and then also the fate, knowing his future.
And the
thing.
gifts. He leaves out the gifts. memories.
Yes, the only thing he really includes, from what it sounds like, are the memories. Like,
Well, no, he
that
tells
knows
them that he asked to leave the place and they said okay, but he didn't say specifically he wants to leave alive, so they let him leave, but then they hung him.
Yeah, it's a very roundabout explanation of what he knows.
Well, and we don't even actually know how he got to that tree of life
That's true.
and what that even means anyway.
Yeah.
But so he tells them what he thinks they need to know to understand his previous comments.
As much
right.
context as is needed.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have Noel saying, "Are you related to Jane? Haha, because you've been through so many things."
I mean, it's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, but you don't have to be related to Jane Farstrider to have crazy experiences.
Well, Jane went through a lot of stuff, man.
I know, but Noel, I don't know. The whole thing.
You're super
I
hard
just don't
on
like
everybody.
Noel. I just don't like him.
It's rude.
Matt tries to argue against this idea and says they'll know I'm coming. They may already know everything.
And then Tom tells him it doesn't matter because he's gonna go with or without Matt, but he's definitely gonna die
Yeah.
if he doesn't go with Matt and one other.
We need Tom. We need Matt. We need a third.
And this pulls on little Matt's heartstrings.
A little bit.
He's
little
like,
Cares
bit.
about Tom.
And I
He
never
does.
really liked or trusted Moraine.
But he likes Tom.
Yeah.
He likes Tom.
And so the chapter's gonna end with Matt saying, "Burn me for a fool, I'll go." And then thunder crashes, and then the dice stop in his head.
Oh my goodness.
And Matt feels like he could have cried.
Oh,
I love it. But let's fucking go. Let's go rescue
It's
Moraine.
exciting. It's
rescue
exciting.
mission.
Holy moly.
Okay, so to wrap up, to summarize, I'm right. Moraine's alive.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
we're using the Tower of Ghenjei
Yeah.
to get to Moraine.
Okay. I'll give you those points.
Yep.
And Matt's somehow involved.
Yeah.
At
We
one
did-
point, didn't I predict that Moraine was going to show up and save Matt in Abu Dar?
Yep.
Or something
You
weird?
did say that.
So,
That was
maybe.
not true.
A little
No,
different than that.
Different, but Matt connection to Moraine.
It's something.
Huh? Okay, big chapter, lots of information, crazy things happening. Good though. I love being right. It feels good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
exciting.
The whole thing was exciting.
Yeah, Brett tried to secretly record me while I was reading it, and turns out I'm not a very emoting
You're not
reader.
expressive.
No, not
Yeah.
while I'm reading.
No.
No. Every once in a while, something will piss me off, and I'll like,
Well, you're constantly saying you
Throw
want to
the
throw the
book.
book in the fireplace.
yeah, I might like put the book down and stare off into space if I'm really angry about something. But I don't know. If I want to just keep reading, I just keep reading.
Yeah, you're not an exciting person.
No, I'm
to-
not like,
watch
ooh,
read, yeah.
like while I'm reading or
Yeah.
anything like that.
I
Nah.
don't think that's a thing.
Nah, it's not. Not for me.
You're not running around.
No,
And I
and-
get that. When it's exciting, you just like
No, if you
put your
really
nose further in it and just keep going.
wholeheartedly
Yeah.
wanted a like reaction, you would have to tell me you want a reaction, and then you'd have to like play the audiobook for me, and we'd listen to it together, and then maybe I'd react to what's going on.
You,
You
still
know what I mean?
wouldn't though. Like that's not how it works.
No, I would just like keep crocheting.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, well that's good. This was fun.
It was super fun.
Thanks, Spencer.
Thank you for coming to my house and doing this with me.
That's good. I'm glad we can make it work. And very minimal interruptions by animals.
This is good.
Yeah.
It's a success.
All right, so before you go ahead and be interested in your friend's letter that he's been reading in front of you for a really long time, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
It's part of the pattern.
Well, that's it for us for now. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted, edited, and produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Charlie Haz, Adam, Hannah Green, Marta Thier, Michelle Forbes, MKM, and Antoine Benoit. With music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you're interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really makes a huge difference in helping other people find us. So, be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening because this really is part of the pattern now.